Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. A big player is one of the Warriors' top priorities for next season, even if it means giving up talent like Brandon Podziemski. The Warriors are interested in the great player Onyeka Okongwu, one of the NBA's standouts. This three-team blockbuster also involves the Golden State Warriors, 38-28, who are looking like true contenders again after acquiring Jimmy Butler. However, one area they still need to address is their center position. Bringing in an athletic, defensive-minded big man could put them over the top. Failure in this season's playoffs might mean the Warriors need to make some changes heading into next year, as Stephen Curry is 37 years old and counting. With all three franchises having something to gain, this deal shakes up the NBA landscape in a major way this summer. Let's break down why this trade works for each team. Golden State Warriors receive Onyeka Okongwu. Atlanta Hawks receive Paul George, Tracy Jackson-Davis, Brandon Podziemski. Philadelphia 76ers receive Terrence Mann, Karis LeVert, 2030 first-round pick, ATL, 2031 first-round pick, GSW. The Warriors have looked strong since acquiring Jimmy Butler, but there's still one glaring hole in their lineup: an athletic, rim-protecting center who can anchor the paint. Enter Onyeka Okongwu, a proven rebounder and shot blocker who immediately gives Golden State a much-needed defensive presence. While Tracy Jackson-Davis has shown flashes of potential, the Warriors need a reliable and athletic big man for a deep playoff run. Okongwu, who's averaging 12.6 points, 8.4 rebounds, and 0.9 blocks per game this season, is a major upgrade in that department. With Butler, Stephen Curry, and Draymond Green leading the offense, Okongwu won't be asked to do much scoring. His job will be to set hard screens, clean up the glass, and provide vertical spacing in the pick-and-roll with Curry. That's exactly what Golden State needs to compete against Western Conference giants like OKC and Denver next season, both of whom have elite frontcourt talent. Add in Jonathan Kuminga's continued development and Draymond Green's defensive versatility, and the Warriors look like a fully balanced contender. Giving up Podziemski and Jackson-Davis stings, as both have been promising young pieces, but for a team in win-now mode, this is the right move. Golden State is in the twilight of the Curry era, and every roster decision needs to maximize their championship window. A more dominant interior presence could be the final ingredient in chasing another title. Paul Pierce breaks down how Stephen Curry has made biggest impact on NBA since Michael Jordan, I believe. Steph Curry celebrated his 37th birthday on March 14 in style as his Golden State Warriors secured a dominant 130-104 triumph over the Sacramento Kings. In what was another historic night for the four-time NBA champion, Curry drained the 4,003 of his career. Not only is he leading the league in all-time three-pointers, but he has shot 42% from beyond the arc for his career, which is sensational for someone who shoots as many threes as him. Since coming into the league in 2009, the Warriors star has elevated his game, and this has helped him earn the respect of his fellow players and coaches. Although threes were first introduced by the NBA in 1979, it was when Stephen Curry arrived that the three-pointer became a key weapon to score. Many have tried to emulate the art of shooting from Curry, but none have been able to achieve the success he has from beyond the arc. Discussing his impact, former NBA champion Paul Pierce revealed that no other player in the current generation has changed the game in the same way. He was considered to be undersized, and there were a lot of doubts surrounding his ability, but the baby-faced assassin kept working hard, and this helped him make a big mark on the generation of smaller-sized guards. Speaking about Curry on Speak, Pierce said, "Steph Curry, in this generation, has made the single biggest impact." Pierce stated Curry has had even more impact than LeBron James and other stars due to his ability to do things at his size. Most likely you're not going to be blessed with Kobe's athleticism or Allen Iverson's speed or LeBron at 6'9", 250 running a 4.1 seconds 40 and jumping out from the free throw line. You're not going to be born blessed with that, but if you can make it to 6.2 and you can shoot the ball really good, you believe you can be Steph Curry. So that's why I believe he's made the biggest impact in the last 20 to 30 years in this game since Jordan, added Pierce. Steph Curry could breach more milestones in his career. Although Curry has always been widely recognized by many as the best three-point shooter in the league, he first admitted it when he broke Ray Allen's three-point record in 2021. He did that in style in Madison Square Garden and just 2 weeks later breached the 3,000 mark. Just over 3 years later, he now has 4,000 threes and will certainly add to them as his career progresses. Aged 37, he is still playing some of the best basketball in his career, and the Warriors are looking like a strong contender once again. With Jimmy Butler in the team, Curry has looked sharp, and this could be a move that will extend his career as the lot of the burden will now be taken by the six-time All-Star. His counterpart James is thriving at 40, and there is nothing that could stop Curry from doing the same. If he manages to stay fit and injuries do not affect him, the guard could stretch his three-point record to 5,000. Kevin Durant's price on the market seemingly precludes potential Warriors reunion. This option might have finally been taken off the table. As the Golden State Warriors soar upwards in the Western Conference standings and the Phoenix Suns sit outside of play-in contention, it is hard not to think about what might have been. Kevin Durant, who won 2 championships and was named Finals MVP twice with the Warriors, has long been rumored to be a trade candidate for the Suns. Since acquiring Durant from the Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix have never really been able to live up to the expectations of their star-studded squad. The Warriors were interested in reuniting with Durant before they ultimately traded for Jimmy Butler. It was Durant who vetoed a trade back to Golden State, citing that he did not want to leave Phoenix in the middle of the season. While this development ultimately worked out for the Warriors, who have gone 12-2 since their acquisition of Butler, a potential reunion with Durant had not been ruled out until recently when the Suns' potential asking price for the aging forward was reported. Durant's price makes Warriors reunion near impossible. Dwayne Rankin of the Arizona Republic reported earlier this week that the Suns, who are increasingly likely to trade Durant this offseason, would expect 3 first-round picks and a young player in exchange for the 36-year-old forward. Durant, who is one of the greatest and most innovative scorers in NBA history, certainly still has some juice left in his tank despite the Suns' underwhelming season. Through 52 games this year, Durant is averaging 26.9 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 4.3 assists. Moreover, he is shooting 40.9% on three-point attempts and 52.7% overall, upticks from his first 2 years with the Suns. While the Warriors own their first-round picks from 2026 to 2029, it is unlikely that they would be willing to part with 3 of them in order to acquire Durant. Golden State, since signing Butler to a 2-year, $112 million extension, have set an apparent window on their newest star, along with Stephen Curry and Draymond Green, who are now all contracted until 2027. Following the expiration of that period, and the impending retirements of Curry and Green, the Warriors are likely to need a serious rebuilding period during which the possession of the first-round picks will be vital. Furthermore, the Warriors have limited options to provide the type of young player that the Suns reportedly desire in exchange for Durant. While Brandon Podziemski and Jonathan Kuminga both fit the mold of established scorers, their respective inconsistencies throughout their short careers could mitigate the Suns' interest. While Durant's willingness to return to Golden State was already in question, if the Suns maintain their asking price, it will be almost impossible for the Warriors to orchestrate a reunion. Stephen Curry makes NBA history during Knicks Warriors. The Golden State Warriors have come away from 7 straight games victorious, most recently being a home contest against the New York Knicks. As the 2 large markets clashed, the Knicks gave the Warriors a run for their money, though the home squad came away with a 97-94 victory. Stephen Curry led the way with 28 points while shooting 8 of 20 from the field, adding 7 rebounds and 5 assists. Moses Moody was the team's second scoring leader with 18 points on 7 of 14 shooting. Despite a brilliant effort from New York, the Warriors were able to secure a 3-point victory. They advanced to a 39-28 record on the season, which further proves how big of a turnaround they've had since Jimmy Butler arrived in the Bay Area at the trade deadline. Curry has since elevated his play in an incredible way, recently making further NBA history, taking no time to do so after turning 37 years old. While the end of the Davidson product's illustrious career is on the horizon, he's proven with their recent stretch of play. Golden State Warriors guard Stephen Curry. Copyright John Hefty Main Images and #169. John Hefty Main Images. Curry makes further NBA history. While Curry has hit the hardwood just once since turning 37 years old, he had a superb performance. In fact, he's already tied for the most 25-plus points, 5-plus rebounds and 5-plus assists performances for guards above 37 years old in NBA history. Steph Curry is now tied for the most 25/5/5 games by a point guard age 37 or older in NBA history. StatMamba shared on X. Steph Curry is now tied for the most 25/5/5 games by a point guard age 37 or older in NBA history. The Warriors legend continues to build a brilliant resume, having won 4 titles, 2 MVP trophies and 1 NBA Finals MVP trophy. His longevity is only adding to his illustrious career, which will go down among the greatest to ever see the hardwood.